Welcome to Bunnyfish Crafts. I'm your host Heather, known as Bunnyfish on Ravelry, Plurk, Instagram, and YouTube. Today is Monday, the 23rd of June, 2014, and this is episode 84, Zombified. Grab some sticks and string and come sit with me. This episode will be atypical because, well, first of all, it's really late in the day for me to record. It's 3:30 p.m. I usually record in the morning. But I went to the Zombie Knitpocalypse over the weekend, so my whole schedule is like, blah! First, because I was on Minnesota time all weekend, which is an hour different from home time. And second, because I don't ever stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning at home. And I did multiple nights this weekend and still woke up at what would be 6 o'clock home time. So it was kind of crazy, but I'll get into that in a minute. This morning I released the pattern for the Magic Ball shawl. So here's version 1. It's kind of a scarfy shawlette type thing. It's not a full shawl, but I don't particularly love full shawls, so that's why I did not design one. And here is version 2. Version 2, instead of being made out of a real magic ball, you know, where you have lots of small pieces, it's made from two 50-gram balls of yarn that did not necessarily, they didn't have any color actually in common, but they had colors that were harmonious. So that's how that turned out. It's $5 on Ravelry. And I will be releasing the cake sock pattern this week. Probably not tonight because it's already 3:30 and I haven't gotten pictures of my socks yet, but here are the cake socks. So here is the pink. You might recognize the backs of the socks. Well, you wouldn't have even seen the backs, just the feet. So that's what the backs look like, and this is what the front looks like. The blue one is not blocked yet, but it comes in two sizes, 64 inch and 72 inches. And that is what it looks like. It's got a very defined diamond cable and then a textured diamond pattern. And by the way, I finished these socks. I was still working on them before I left for the ZK last week. So these socks are finished. I made them using Regia hand paint, hand-dyed effect in the marine colorway on US size 1 2.25 millimeter needles. I also finished something else this week while I was at the retreat. Lisa from the Knit Two Together podcast designed a pair of mitts, and as she was designing them, I was test knitting them. I knit the pair out of Knit Pick Stroll in black and electric blue, working on US size 2 2.75 millimeter needles. And that pattern will probably be up before this podcast gets up, but if not, it'll be up soon. It just needs the final tweaking and everything before it's released. So works in progress. I took a project to work on, but I didn't actually work on my project because I made those mitts for Lisa, and then I did some spinning for Josh because he brought his trindle for me to try because I'd never tried a trindle before, and it was pretty cool. He had started the project, so I just picked up where he left off, and it's spinning the Black Trillium Fiber Studios Poleware Silk Blend. If you've watched his show, you've probably seen it, though he spins very infrequently. But it was nice. I spun half of what he had left to spin for that cop. So he's a little bit further along in what he needed. And the Polworth silk was spinning out lace weight, which was a change from what I had been doing. It's going to be a 2-ply lace, and what I've been doing is a 2-ply fingering. So it's nice to jump from one weight to another weight just to make my hands do something different. And then last night, after I got home, I cast on the project that I had intended to work on at the retreat, but didn't because Josh's younger sister, Kira, she was my roommate, and she was in a class that I taught. By the way, I taught 2 classes at the ZK, 2 at a time magic loop. I taught how to cast on for both toe up and cuff down in both classes. I think that they were pretty successful. They were both very small, which was good because in both cases I was teaching not just how to cast on the socks, but also a cast on technique, Judy's magic cast on, which I thought I had written in the prerequisite for the class, but maybe not. I think most people learned how to do it. I don't know, I didn't get a ton of feedback on my classes, so I'm kind of like, I don't know how they went. Although I did get some feedback from a couple people. And part of the feedback was Kira took my class, or she sat in on my class, and she has, I don't think she's ever done socks before, and now she's doing her first pair of socks. They're cuff down magic loop. So that's awesome, 2 at a time. I was pretty excited about that. Also, Ruth started her first pair of toe up socks. She's doing them 2 at a time magic loop as well. So that pair of socks is going to be a lot of firsts for her. She's strictly a double point worker, but she's doing magic loop for the first time, 2 at a time for the first time, toe up for the first time, and she's going to do her first fish lips kiss heel. I'm super excited to see her sock progress. If you take a class, tell the teacher what you thought. Like if you thought it was good, if you thought it was bad, whatever you thought, because feedback is great. Even if it's that you didn't really get what was going on and it would be better if this part was clearer, that feedback is great. And also Fiona Fifikins from Down Under Yarn and Solar Flare Fibers, she actually she started monster body parts in class, and she was like, oh, why didn't you tell me that this was so awesome before? At which point I, of course, rolled my eyes because Fiona and I hang out pretty regularly in VKNs, and I always tell her that she should just learn how to do things 2 at a time. So I'm pretty sure she's going to move forward doing not everything 2 at a time, but many things 2 at a time. So that was kind of fantastic. Anyway, Kira started her first pair of socks, but she only had double points with her for sock knitting, so I told her she could borrow my needles for that, and then I didn't have any. But it was fine, I had fiber to spin and Lisa's mitts to make. And I did actually have another project that I worked on, but it's a secret project, so we'll just pretend that that's all I did. Last night, though, I did start what I had intended to work on. So these little wee toes are going to grow up to be, it's Blizzard Hoe for Me, which is my pattern. And the yarn is 716 knit, 716 sock, self-striping colorway. It's called 5x5. So it's going to be the thick purple stripes and the thick gray stripes. I'm working them on US size 1 2.25 millimeter needles. And they're not very impressive, but they're on my list of things to finish this month. So I better get to it. There are only 2 things left on my blanket at this point. Those socks and a shawl. So I'm in a pretty good spot to finish everything that I want to finish by the end of the month, if I go and pick up needles for the shawl, because I need size 3 and I do not have size 3. I might swatch on a 2 tonight, but I think I just need to go to the local yarn shop and get a size 3. They're not open on Mondays, so I can't do it today. I checked this morning because I can never remember if they're not open on Mondays or not open on Tuesdays. Okay, that was really quick. That's all of the knitting stuff that I have to talk about. I didn't make any hexapuffs because I had intended to make those at the retreat, but then Lisa packed really, really fast because she got let out of work early to drive from Chicagoland to retreat area because construction was supposed to start that evening. So she packed in like 10 minutes and forgot to bring me needles, which is fine. Hexapuffs will happen when they happen. Didn't work on the sock yarn blanket. I didn't read anything because my bags were too full to fit a book, and I could have just read on my Kindle app on my tablet, but I didn't. So I didn't read all weekend. Well, I didn't read since Tuesday. I haven't even read anything today. That's not true, but we'll get to that. So no reading, and I don't have a list for you. Let's go all ZK now. Oh my gosh, it was so awesome. I met so many fabulous people that I am not going to name them all because that would be awful. But I will name a few. I met Amy from Hops and Hanks. She's what is a plunk, I think, on Ravelry, and she is delightful. And she doesn't live that far away, so my group of friends and I are collectively discussing maybe getting together, not in June, like sometime before then. So that would be awesome. She was awesome. I got to actually talk to Michelle from Dancing Dog Dye Works this year. Last year I talked to her, well, last year I was introduced to her, but we didn't really get to talk, and this year we got to talk, and so that was really cool. We shared dog stories. It was good. I met so many people. Is it okay if I just leave it at there? If I didn't talk about you, it's not because I don't want to. It's just that I just remembered how much stuff I have to show you. But I've gotten so many friend requests, so many Instagram follows from this weekend, and it's just awesome. It's awesome to follow people back, and all the people are awesome. If you haven't been to a retreat and you have the means to, do it. There are retreats all over the country, and in other parts of the world as well. So if you can find one, definitely go. They're so fun. They're super rewarding. And I'm going to get into the stuff now because now I'm getting agitated. And it's only been 12 minutes, but I have so much to talk about. Right after I figure out what Mara wants. Mara has a movie and I have a bag. So this bag is the retreat bag that we got. And it came full of goodies. Not full of what I have in here, but it came full of goodies. I got a bunch of mini skeins. There was a swap and there were people just handing me mini skeins, which was brilliant. So this is the first bag with stuff overflowing out of it. Mini skeins. And here's another bag full of mini skeins. And this bag I got from Corey, who is e084 Knits. She didn't make the bags, but she did hand stamp them all with, if you could spend an hour with anyone living or dead, what would you knit? So that's super adorable. I love this. And inside here, we got a color card from somebody. So I'm going to open this. Should have done this before. Didn't think about it until right now. So in the actual goodie bag, we got color cards from Simply Socks. So they have these little tails, and everybody got one of these in their bag, and that's not a lot of yarn per card, but I now have about 10 cards, so enough to make hexapuffs or blanket squares out of them. Instead of someone just being like, well, what am I going to do with this yarn and not sit around and do nothing, figured that would be good. So even more mini skein goodness. So I think my blankets will be able to be finished. I'm no longer running out, which is good. Of course, if anyone out there wants to send mini skeins, I'm not going to say no, because they'll be used up. Corey also made dryer balls. So these are 2 of them. I haven't used them yet because I haven't used anything from my bags except the cups, which you'll see in a moment. But she was handing those out, which is awesome because I don't have dryer balls. Inside the bag itself, the goodie bag, was a really awesome tin from Daisy Knits. You push it in the center to open it, and it comes off. And then you push down on the sides to close it. So you can open your stitch holder case one-handed, which is pretty great. There were 2 of these ZK 2014 tape measures. 2 of them. Another tape measure from Namaste, which is awesome because my kids broke 2 of my tape measures last week. They weren't very new, they were pretty old, but still, I was like, guys, come on. One of them they were using as a fishing pole and dropped over the banister on the landing, and it fell on the floor and all the pieces came out. And rather than fighting with it, I just gave up on it. So also there's this little Notions container with clear purple pieces so you can see what each section has in it. Business cards and little tattoos, which I'm going to give to my children. Lots of people gave me their tattoos. And a magnet. It says, "We can all use more fiber in our diets." It's from Simply Sock Yarns. So that's going on my fridge. I'm sure it will be lost fairly quickly, but that's what's happening there. I need to keep that out. Yeah, that was the goodie bag. There were other things like tags for yarn, etc. This says hand knit by, so this would be for a project that you're giving away. There were also 2 cups, a mug, which I used and didn't clean out because that happened, and another Zombie Knitpocalypse cup with the green straw, which is brilliant because mine from last year broke and I love this cup. And I got more buttons, which will be going onto my button monster for the most part. Some of them will stay on my chain until next year, and I'll take it back. Because this is actually the same lanyard that I wore last year. It has my tag from last year under my tag from this year. And now what to talk about? Let's talk about the prizes that I got. The first night they brought in the bin and I saw something and I was like, I really want that. I want that more than anything else they're probably going to talk about. So they gave away prizes, and there were a lot of really pretty things. There was a 10 stripe skein from Fishnets, I think, called the Zombie Stripe, and it's greens and grays. It's so pretty. But I didn't win that. What I won was 2 books from Cooperative Press, and I totally threw down my knitting and did a little dance when my name was called to win, because one of them is Doomsday Knits. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I love so much in this book. So much. I don't want to knit everything, but I do want to knit a lot, and even the things that I don't want to knit, I still like to look at. This book is awesome. I'm not going to review it because too much to talk about, but go check it out on Ravelry, look around, and I had many, many people tell me I won on Thursday. They told me on Friday that it was perfect that I won this. I also won another book by Cooperative Press. It was Cascadia, which has pretty patterns, but none of it I was obsessed with. So I gave it to Lisa from Knit 2 Together because she liked it. And I didn't want to have a book just sit on my shelf that I wasn't interested in. and she was interested in it. So I was like, here, you can have it. But oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm totally not even ashamed that there was a little dance up to get the book because I wanted this forever. And they had so many prizes that some people won 2 prizes. And I did. I won a second prize on Saturday night. It was from Fable Fibers. The colorway was, I don't know what it was called, but it had purple and green and orange, and it was all like flecking each other. It was very, very pretty, but it had cashmere in it. Well, Fiona had won Into the World. I have never had any Into the World. So she traded it for the Fable Fibers. And I think this is super pretty. I don't know what that's going to be, but probably something for my mom or sister. It's 75/25 superwash BFL nylon, and the colorway is Mackenzie. So pretty. So those are my prizes. Marketplace Day was awesome. That was on Saturday. Yeah. Now I'm all confused because today does not feel like Monday. So that was on Saturday. I was in Fiona's booth, Solar Flare Fibers. I was her assistant. Lisa and Haley were also assistants. But I made this shirt so that I would have something to wear, and these parts fold under. I should have tacked them, but I was too lazy. So made that. Here's the back. I was pretty proud of the cutting of the shirt, since that was like a half hour of work and the painting of the shirt was like 7 minutes of work. So, you know, a 40-minute shirt turned out pretty well, and it was fun to wear to the market. I got so much pretty from the market. Are you ready? No, you're not. It's fine. You're not. So first is this awesome bag that Haley from the Knit Two Together podcast got for me. It is from Kitchen Counter Crafter, Jabba Jenny. Love her to pieces. I went back later and got these stitch markers from her because all of these stitch markers altogether cost $2, which is a pretty good deal because it's all that I needed. They're all the removable stitch markers. So there are 5 colorful ones and then 10 metal and black, like silver and black ones. The coil is safety pin style. So that was fantastic. And this is all from the market, but this is not everything that I got from the market. Look at how huge this bag is. I can't remember what she calls this bag, but I will put it in the show notes. This bag is ginormous. It can fit almost everything that I got from the market. Almost. So from Solar Flare Fibers, I got this. This is the, yes, go. This is the Confetti Silver Cake colorway. She has a confetti, she started with a confetti cupcake colorway, which has a yellow base. And then she dyed up one with a more silver base and another with a pink base. I think those are all of the confetti colorways that she has, but they're all cake. So pink cake, silver cake, and cupcake. And just look at how gorgeous those speckles are. I love this color so much. The base is Apollo, which is 80% BFL, 20% nylon. I love this colorway. I've loved this colorway for forever. That is Solar Flare Fibers. Also from Solar Flare Fibers, this is the Zoya base. This is the thick. There are three different thicknesses of the Zoya. It's 100% merino, but it is 2 strands of 2 strands of merino and 1 strand of superwash. So the strands take up the color differently. The colorway of this is Purple People Eater. And I think I'm going to make a toy out of this because one of my best friends found out she was pregnant. She was not at the ZK, but I found out from her while I was at the ZK. So I was like, oh my gosh. And now I think I'm going to make her baby a toy out of this. Not something for the baby to play with, more like a nursery decoration type toy that the baby can play with later and destroy it. Because whatever, it's just knitting. I'll make a new one. I'm super excited for my friend. Anyway, where's the other one? Here's the other one. So the last thing from her booth is another skein of Apollo, but this colorway is Jet Lagged Zombie. I'm going the wrong direction. Which was her exclusive show colorway. It's got greens and browns and creams and purplish, wrong way, purplish colors. It's gorgeous and I love it. This actually came in my goodie bag. We got full skeins of yarn in our goodie bag, and there were 4 different dyers, so you could trade amongst yourselves if you wanted a different skein. I got the 716 knits, 716 sock in the I Feel an Attack of Dumb Blonde coming on. I love this color. I did also like the other colors, but this is the one that I had in my bag and I was too lazy to seek out other people to trade with. The other colors were good, but this color was also good. So that was laziness as to why I kept it, although I like it. And I have plans for it already. Secret plans, I'm not telling. You can't make me. Marigold Jen was there. And I have a sample. This is a sample of her worsted weight in the Sherlock colorway. But I didn't buy a skein of yarn from her. She was selling for her daughter, who does hobbledehoy. And I have been lusting after hobbledehoy for a long time. And these are the Winterfell batlings, which, first of all, how could I not get Winterfell? I really do love Game of Thrones. And second of all, they're batlings, and it's the first time I will be trying batlings. Plus, it's all stuff I haven't spun before. Targi, Soy Silk, Sari Silk, and Sparkle. I've spun a little bit of Sparkle before, but everything else is new to me, so that's awesome. Dancing Dog Dye Works, Twist Sock in the Zombie Party in Rochester, which was the exclusive colorway. Oh, it's so awesome. It's crazy. I'm pretty sure it's a crazy variegated rainbow of darkness. I love it so much. Running out of room on my desk to talk about things. And from the Cyborgs Craft Room, this is the Asakalate base, which is 75 superwash merino, 25 nylon in the Impromptu Dance Party colorway. So it's got dark up here and lighter colors up here, and it's just so much pretty. And then she had mini skeins, 20-gram mini skeins for not too much, like $5 a piece. And they're enough to make a Voodoo You Love Me, the Susan Claudino pattern. That's actually what she had in the bucket with them. So I now have 2 of those. This one is Unicorn Rainbow Fight, and this one, oh, I can't really shake it. It doesn't have its own autonomy. This one is like totally rad. So they're awesome, and I don't know what I'm going to make. Maybe a Voodoo You Love Me, but maybe not. So those are awesome. And my bag is now empty. Did you see how much fit into this bag? that was a lot of stuff. But there are still 2 more things from the market. This was the exclusive colorway from Leading Men Fiber Arts, and they dyed it on a few different bases of yarn, and they also did a gradient kit for fiber and a hand-painted fiber. So this colorway is called You Betcha, and it's 100% BFL, which you know I love. So that's super pretty. And this is more yarn for me to spin for Josh. This one is Merino Wool and Tussa Silk 80/20, which is a blend that I don't think I've spun yet. Did I? I don't think so. And the colorway is Shadow Wold, and it's from Hobbledehoy as well. And it's just super pretty. Josh brought me over to the booth and he was like, I like these 2 colors. Which one do you like better? And I picked this one because the other one was more green and brown. It was kind of like that BFL that I just spun for him with the green and brown and orange, only minus the orange. But it was so very similar to that. So we went with this one. But wait, there's more. My friends gave me presents. So many presents. So many. From her own D-stash, Haley gave me some Nooch fiber in the Tribeca Sport, which is a base I haven't used before. And this colorway is Deep Sea Diver. So I'm excited about that because you know I love Nooch fiber stuff and I just haven't used this base before. And this colorway is Where's the Kaboom? And it is from Color Me Twisted. Haley actually set this out on the D-stash table, and I was like, so if nobody else gets that skein, I'm interested. And nobody else took it, so now it is home with me. And Steve actually really likes it, so I might be making something for Steve out of this in the near future, which is fine. I just want to knit with it. I don't necessarily need to keep it for myself. Haley found this on the D-stash table and this on the D-stash table and got them for me. This is part of the Friendship is Magic. It's a hand-dyed skein on the Braverman sock, which is 80% superwash, 20% silk, and Josh had them dyed for me and Lisa. So Lisa and I have the same skein of yarn because the Friendship is Magic is Marigale Spartacus dyes. She dyes 2 skeins together with no recipe and doesn't write down the recipe, so they're non-repeatable. So you and your friend have the only 2 skeins like that ever. And it's super pretty. But you know how I feel about green. That's amazing. Jenna from 716 Knit, I won a custom self-striping from her. And so I was like, well, what could I possibly ask for? I don't even know. What I went with is the Heather Special. It's called Hardcore Hamsters. The name may change because she is actually thinking of making this into a colorway that she will carry in her shop because, oh my gosh, it's amazing. She asked me if that would be fine with me because, you know, it was my custom order. And I was like, do it because it's awesome. So what it is the purple hamsters. Everybody wants petrified hamsters and they're never happy with them. Something like that. It's that color, but dyed with more purple and then striped with black. So it's a hand paint stripe and then a black stripe. And amazing. Amazing. My friends are so talented. So she brought that to me at the retreat. Also, I have eyes from Amy Eyes. Lucas of the Crochet podcast does that. And I think I told you last week that I would have some more eyes to show you. So he sent them to me. See? These are the fire dragon eyes. That's Amy Eyes on Etsy. These will be coming up soon in Works in Progress because I am going to make a dragon for Gabriel. And those are the eyes. I know there's a little bit of reflection on them, but the white are, those are painted because they're hand painted, and they fleck like eyes do when they have reflection on them. You can see in this eye there's the white spots, so it's painted to have those white spots on them. Oh my gosh, these are beautiful. You can't see. You cannot even see. Maybe if I turn it, you'll be able to see the depth of color. There's several different colors of orange and yellow and reddish, and there's glitter. Brilliant. These dragon eyes are amazing. Amazing. I super love this set, and I think Gabriel's going to freak out in the best possible way, of course, when he gets them. The dragon. So look for these to happen in something very soon because I'm super excited about these dragon eyes. Josh gave me and everybody in our group of people who hang out frequently this tin, and inside is a custom blend that he made for us. I don't have the list of ingredients here, but I'll tell you what I remember. It has green tea and raspberry and vanilla. And I don't remember what else. But, oh, I do remember. He put chocolate in there because he put in an ingredient for each of us. So the green tea is for him. The chocolate is for me. Can you see the little chocolate chips? That's my ingredient. Raspberry, vanilla. I don't know what else, but I need to go brew a cup of this right now because I haven't actually tried it yet. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I don't remember what I was saying about the tea. That was like half an hour ago. Anyway, more things from Josh. He he gave me all these little mini samples of fiber. And also this gorgeous superwash BFL from Huckleberry Knits. It's called Centurion. And every time not every time, I guess just the last time he asked what he should spin next, I was like, Centurion, that is what needs to happen. And that was so long ago, so he just brought it for me to spin for him because look at how pretty that is. So much pretty. But wait, the best thing from Josh has not even happened yet. Are you ready? I don't think you're ready. But you should prepare yourself because it's awesome. He made me a sweater. Okay, so really he made himself a sweater, but it didn't fit him ideally. So I have the wreath that he knit in 9 days for the Ravelinic Games. And I love it so much. It looks nice on me and it fits me well. It's super soft because it's made out of Malabrigo lace. This sweater is so beautiful, and it's kind of brilliant because I would never knit this sweater. It would not be fun for me, but now I have it, and it's awesome. Also, I didn't have any pullovers because I got rid of all of my commercial pullovers, and now I have a new one that's so soft. I love it so much. It's okay that you're a little jealous. I can tell you're a little bit jealous. It's fine. I would be a little bit jealous if I was on the other side of the screen too. I got a bag from Haley, Hales Knits. She is planning on starting a shop on somewhere on the internets. here's mine. So here's the main fabric for the exterior. The strap is a different fabric. It has an awesome button. I don't know if you can see that because it's awkward for me. Okay. This bag is huge. It's huge. It could be a shirt. If I cut open the bottom, I could wear this bag as a shirt in case of emergency. And then here is the interior fabric. This beautiful gray print. I love this bag. It's fantastic. It's kind of great that I have this because the bag that I got at the ZK last year, the green one from Silver Shed USA, I accidentally ripped the pocket on it. And I could totally fix it. It's not a big deal, but now it's ripped and now I have to talk myself into sewing again because now that I haven't sewn for about a week, I'm like, I don't know. I just need to get myself to do it because once I start doing it again, it'll be fine. Also, I realized while I was away chatting on the phone with my sister, I have prizes from some of the vendors. Awesome, right? This is wicked cool on the Hardy 2.0 base. It's fingering weight, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon from Daisy Knits. I love Jennifer, the dyer behind Daisy Knits, who will also answer to Daisy. She is so sweet, ridiculously sweet. And I love this color. Do you guys remember when I knit the socks, the Strider socks using this color? It was on a silk base, so the colors were a little more muted, but look at that gorgeous green and pinky purpley color that you could win. But I'll talk about that next week because I'm still fine-tuning what I want for giveaways. It'll be for a knit along. This is coming up for a knit along. And then Michelle of Dancing Dog Dye Works donated this. It's the Flamenco DK and the color is I Believe. So it's very squishy and I'm not sure what it's for yet, but I'll think about it and I'll let you know. And then, so that was 2. This is number 3. 3 prizes, you guys, from vendors at the ZK. Are you excited? I'm excited for you. And also, I just want to keep it all for myself. But it's not for me. It's for you. This is, I know what this one is called. This is called a one-shot, I believe. I could be making that up, but I think I remember. So a one-shot bag from Kitchen Counter Crafter, Java Jenny. It is meant to hold a very small project, like a pair of socks, like one skein project. So you could do like a hat or a shawl. It's so cute. Look at those little foxes and the acorns, and this actually looks exactly like a little picture book that my kids have, which is probably why I picked this pattern. I went over to her booth to grab a business card because Haley bought me the bag, but there wasn't a business card. And the tags on the inside of bags are so small that sometimes I can't read them when people are showing me on their podcast. So I got a business card. And she said, well, come back in a little while or, you know, whenever's convenient for you and pick out a bag for the podcast. So a bag for the podcast. But wait, there's more. She also sent stitch markers that coordinate lovely, I don't know, that coordinate very well with your bag. And this adorable card. How cute is that? Right? So, like I said, next week we will discuss what is happening with these. I do know that the Daisy Knits will be part of a knit along. The others, I'm not sure yet, but I should have a better idea next week. And I've been trying to record for like ever now, and this is going to be really long. So I hope you made something fantastic with your sticks and string. If you made it through all of that enabling, very cool. If not, you won't even be seeing this, but I'm sending it out into the universe that I'm totally cool with that because I don't always watch the enabling on other people's podcasts. And I will see you next week. Bye.